Vickie, welcome to our little interview here with Rebuilding Me 101 in our Facebook group. You, of course, are one of the outstanding members, always there, encouraging other people. I know you're doing some new things. You're doing the bone broth. You've had some successes, and you're getting excited about that. But here's a big question. We're really talking about people is why we don't want to stop, because we all stop somewhere in our journey. And you had some certain goals that you wanted to get to here. So we want to play a game. We want to ask you, if you imagine yourself 3 years in the future and you were looking back on where you are now and what you have attained 3 years from now, what would have had to have happened during those 3 years for you to say, I was successful with that. That was good. I did this, I did that. What do you see if you imagine yourself 3 years from now, looking back from this point to then? What will have happened that made you feel good about you doing this journey?
Well, initially I started just because I wanted to lose weight. And then I realized that everything else is attached to your weight, your health, having fun, wanting to go somewhere, being invited somewhere, and not wanting to go because of feeling insecure about the way you look and the way you feel. Do I even have the energy to do that? And I just, got to the point where I've had so many illnesses and ailments that I just, I didn't want to continue with that. And I guess at the point that I had to buy a pill case in order to keep track of all my prescriptions. Wow. And realizing, this is not good. I don't want to keep having to fill this prescription big pill pack all the time. I want to get off of some of these, right? Because they work against you when you get so many going on. They work against you. Mm-hmm. And I want to feel good. I mean, even going to a get together, I used to be so attached to food that I would have to eat before I went to the get together, worrying that, well, maybe they're going to be late in putting the food out. And that's how attached I was to food. So wow. I wanted to get past all of that, but really the biggest thing is health, just feeling good, wanting to do things. I look back and I had no energy. I didn't feel good about myself, insecurities, which, mm-hmm. That's part of my personality. So I'm not going to get rid of all those, but being able to go somewhere when somebody says, hey, do you want to? Yes, I right. do. I want to go. Right. And I want to just feel better. And I think the energy, and yeah, it's not always easy because I've had almost 69 years of habits building up. So right. I know it's going to, take a while, but it isn't something where there's a stopping point. This is a journey with no end. This is a health journey that I want to be on. I want to feel good about. And even, looking back, if I project into the future 3 years and I look back at the way I was.
What do you see?
Yeah.
Who's the new Vickie looking back from that point?
Yeah.
What do you look like?
Well, I'm a really good cook for one thing.
Oh, I like that. And yeah. You're on your way?
Yeah. And I love going shopping now because okay. There's nothing worse than going shopping, trying on clothes and none of them fit. It's like, so it's fun finding clothes that fit and look good. Mm-hmm. And I think just, we talk about the hair, and when you get older, these things happen, but it's not just age. Yeah. It's the way I was eating, the sugar cravings. I have no sugar cravings, which that in itself is
big deal.
Big deal. Yeah. Because that was me, sugar. That was me. That was my reward. That was what I thought about. That's what I wanted. I would finish a meal fast just so I could have dessert.
See that?
So that's
so the Vickie 3 years from now looks back and she didn't have any problems with the sugar. So your blood got lighter, your liver had less work to do for you, right? Because I know
Yeah,
that was a concern, right? You don't
yeah, because, you know, in 3 years from now, my liver's gonna be so happy.
happy liver.
Yeah, happy liver, and right now it's not happy at all. But it's happier than it was when I started.
Yeah, because you're on your way.
Yes, yeah,
All right, so let's play this game just for a minute. I love everything you just said. That is like so perfect because, you know, you're committed to the journey and you're projecting outwards, and you realize you're at a crucial point, and that is the decision to either stop or to go forward. And seeing that vision of the better you, the new and improved Vickie, even though you're older, and knowing you're better is such a confidence booster that it's so important to get that in our mind. But here's the opposite. What if, like many times, we all get frustrated and we get tired? 3 years from now, what would your life look like if you had quit right now? What do you see looking at the Vickie? What problems would she have if she went down that road? And what would her life be like 3 years from now, looking back?
well, if I was still alive in 3 years,
Okay, that's a big point.
yeah, then I, because I was close to, you know, thinking about that is not like fantasy, because I was close to that, where
Yeah.
the majority of my day, I would sit at my computer, I would sit on the couch. I mean, you know, my family knew 3 o'clock it's snack time, so I'd sit down with a snack and, um, you know, eating all the wrong things. So I I know that my health would continue going
Yeah,
downhill. Everything would continue to deteriorate. I mean, I had constant indigestion,
yeah,
and, you know, people will say, well, don't eat that. No, I'll eat it and have the indigestion and just, you know, take a bunch of Tums or whatever. So
yep, yep,
I know because of where I was, it would be even worse than that.
right.
So I need to continue on, even if I have a bad day. I,
Right back into it, yep.
yes, yep, for
And you're
sure.
doing that. I know you are, because just talking to you is because we all go off a little and we come back. And we
Right.
only have to win this most of the time. Own the day, own the week, own the month. Do that most of the time, and then you own your life. So good for you.
Yeah,
So that is kind of what we were looking for, because so many of us can relate to that, you know. And you said something I just wanted to pause back on that I loved is you were able to project where you were going based on your previous habits, because you
right,
knew that would have kept up. Uh, I'm kind of like fascinated by that, because I think like people like me or maybe others, we look at ourselves and we let this like little idealistic view and we think, oh, I'll get it tomorrow, I'll fix it, I'll fix it. But if you look back and you say, wait a minute, for the last year and a half, I kept saying that and I haven't done it yet, and I'm worse. So probably I'm going to get worse for the next year and a half if I don't turn something around. And you figured that out. So good
well,
for you.
and it was because my friends, my family, it's a joke because how many times do you start a diet on a Monday? And then that didn't work. So then I moved on to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the way through. So it was always going to be a different day, a different
Yeah,
time, somewhere in the future, and it never happened.
never
So
happened. Yeah.
yeah,
So would you say this is getting to be a lifestyle rather than a diet for you?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
because
good. That's
diets
where it's
didn't
gonna.
work for me. Diets,
No.
I tried them all, and
Yeah.
you know, of course, I always thought I failed. Like, you know, we talk about
Yeah.
willpower. It's not about willpower. It's
Nope.
about taking in the right things, and that will
Yeah.
help you to lose the cravings and want to
That's
move
it.
forward.
That is such a good point, Vickie. I love that. Yeah, we do talk about that because that's what they make you feel guilty, a lot of professionals, but when you realize you're working the stack, oh, what is it? The deck is stacked against you, right?
Yeah,
The American standard American diet is stacked against you. Your hormones are now working against you. And when it comes to hormones, I mean, you can say all you want, but your hormones are going to dictate, because you know you don't control how fast your heart beats. You
right.
don't we don't control, you know, how much estrogen, testosterone or whatever. unless we communicate it through the food. And you kind of figured that out now from, would
Yeah.
you say that your education has helped you here with Rebuilding Me 101 with, we do these talks, we talk about the organs, we talk about the functionality of this, we talk about different effects of hormones. Has that been a help to help you understand everything?
A great help, yes. Just seeing how everything fits together, because I look back at the time when I had cancer. Nobody ever said to me, no doctor, no one, that my diet might have had something to do with that. And so now I realize that diet is all about that. So yeah, it's
Good for you.
very helpful listening to your talks, all the research that you do. It's great.
Thank you.
Because I don't really
Yeah.
like research.
Yeah, well, I enjoy it now. And when I hear things like you just said, where people benefit and we're getting comments from other people where it's helping them, I just feel really good about that. I mean, that's a good thing. So hearing your expressions right now has just been really encouraging. It's so funny. You were so worried about, doing like a live interview and being nervous. And we were only gonna do it a few minutes. I can already tell we could keep talking and go on, and we would just have a great conversation, but we're gonna cut it short here. But see, even that you thought was gonna be tough, and I'm already finding all kinds of cool things you're saying that's encouraging to me, and I know the rest of our group and anybody, whether it's on Facebook or whether on YouTube, will realize, wow, don't stop, keep going, be like Vickie.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you,
Good.
Vickie.
Thank you.
All right, we'll catch you a little later. Don't go away. I'll be right with you.
Okay.